All right, welcome one and all to the Off the Rails Sports Podcast. I am your host, John, and if you could, hit that like and subscribe button. It means a lot to us. And we are going to go down on what happened on Sunday, August 17th in the world of sports. There was quite a lot for the middle of August, which usually is a snooze fest, but we had quite a bit going on. In the world of golf, we are winding down the PGA Tour season. The second to last event is the BMW, championship in Maryland. Scottie Scheffler, like he has done repeatedly this year, wins the BMW, his fifth title of the year. 4 down, wins by 2 in the final round. He chipped in off the green on 16. This guy really does look like Tiger in his prime. Just the way he can control what is going down. Tiger, obviously a great golfer. Terrible human, great golfer. And he was the best ever when he had a lead going into a round. When he was behind, yeah, he came back. I remember coming back from, I believe, 7 strokes down at the Pebble Beach. But when he was behind, he was still great. But he was a little more fallible. Scottie Scheffler, it doesn't seem to matter. He's 4 down to Robert McIntyre and ends up smoking him by 2. And Robert McIntyre played great, 64-62 to start out the first 2 rounds, and he still couldn't hold off the animal that is Scottie Scheffler. I did tell you, as we've done this podcast during the year, that I thought there was something wrong with Scottie Scheffler. He had the cut hand in December. He had the arrest last year in Kentucky, and it just seemed like he was off. Well, I was wrong. I didn't think he'd do very well at the British, and he won the British. I actually had him at the PGA. He won the Players. I mean, it is just a year. 2 majors, 5 titles of Players. Very likely going to win the FedEx Cup next weekend. I don't see anybody stopping him. I know Rory McIlroy is number 2, and he's had a very good career, very, very, very prolific career and history at East Lake, where they're going to have the final event before we get to Ryder Cup. But this guy is just in a different league. Kudos to Scottie Scheffler. He dominates the PGA Tour like we have yet to see. I do wonder where we go from here. Who is going to step up on the PGA Tour? We're getting ready for the Ryder Cup. We'll see how that goes for him. Personally, if I had my choice, we saw a lot of the USA thing. We're going to really see a lot of it down in Atlanta at East Lake. I don't think Bryson DeChambeau should be on the team. That's my personal opinion. He's really lobbying to get into the PGA Tour event in September, quote unquote, to warm up. I don't think Live Trash should be on the PGA Tour. Jay Monahan pushed that for a couple of years, and then all of a sudden he capitulated. They kind of came to a deal with Live, and then they literally put the knife in their neck. I believe they were never going to be genuinely motivated to, come to a resolution between the competing tours. And the PGA Tour is going to win. Live did help get the purses up for the players. I applaud that. I do applaud what the thought was, but Live is trash. And they cannot... I watched Live the other day on Fox. It is unwatchable. It literally is unwatchable. David Faraday is terrible. He's not funny. This tour is not funny. Dustin Johnson. I mean, you just look at the guy when he's swinging the club and he's like, literally in 3rd round, in 6 hours I'll be in Ibiza. Yeah, that's what he's thinking. He got the money. All the big stars got, $100, $200 million. Phil Mickelson, you can kiss my ass. I don't got nothing for you either. But let's get back to the BMW. Robert McIntyre, literally one of my favorite golfers. Just day late, dollar short. You just couldn't hold off the train that was Scottie Scheffler. He finished 2 back at 13 under. Maverick McNeely, who literally has had an under-the-radar, very excellent year, was 11th, was 11 under. He was 3rd. Tommy Fleetwood, who I root for every tournament. I want to see him get that win, that PGA Tour win. I believe 7 times he's been runner-up. Come on, man. This guy is too good to be dealing with that nonsense. Sam Burns was making a late run at the BMW, but it didn't quite get there. And Victor Hovland, Ricky Fowler. Ricky Fowler actually finished in, 7th. Unfortunately, he wasn't in the top 30, so he is not going to get to East Lake. Had a brutal double bogey at the end of the round. Double bogey. I always root for Ricky Fowler. All right, we're going to see what happens in East Lake. And also, another thing in the world of golf, Mason Howell, 18, graduated from high school 2 months ago, turned 18 in June. He wins the U.S. Amateur over Jackson Harrington, 6-5, and he is the 3rd youngest ever to win the U.S. Amateur, the youngest since Tiger Woods did it, and actually he was younger than Tiger Woods. Let's get to the world of baseball, because that's about all that else is left. I'm not going to talk about WNBA. The Reds stopped the Brewers' 14-game winning streak. They had a chance on Saturday. Sunday, they finally got the job done. And the Dodgers, literally falling to earth after being swept by the California Angels, Los Angeles Angels, whatever the hell they're called, came back and swept the Padres at home, taking a 2-game lead in the NL West. I guess the Dodgers aren't dead. Let's get to it. Phillies beat the Nationals 11-9, and Banks gets your win. He's 5-2. Let's get this queued up there, okay, kids? Nothing really to see there. Duran got the save, his 21st save for the Phillies. It actually got a little testy there at the end. Marlins rally in the 9th inning. Their 7th rally in the 9th inning so far this year to beat the Red Sox 5-3. Rangers beat the Blue Jays, stopping a horrible skid that they had 10-4. Evaldi gets the win. He is a very, very legitimate shot to win the Cy Young. 11-3 with a 1.7 ERA. He is having a stellar year. The pitching is so good in Texas, they just can't hit. It's just what it is. Braves beat the Guardians 5-4. Bummer gets the win. Brewers, like I said, lost to the Reds 3-2 in 10. Ashcroft gets the win. Anderson gets the loss. Orioles beat the Astros 12-0. Wow. They missed their 2 extra points. Kramer gets the win. Royals rally late to beat the White Sox 6-2. Twins beat the Tigers. Tigers, man. They're still 20 games over 500, but doesn't it seem like they're kind of cratering here in the middle of the year? If they don't have Skubal and they don't have Mize, they are really in trouble. Twins get the win with Hatch. The Yankees rally to beat the Cardinals 8-4. Weaver gets your win for the Pinstripes. The Cubs beat the Pirates 4-3. Let's see. Yeah, nothing to see there. I'm looking for something, but hey, sorry. And the Rockies, wow. Break up the Rockies. They beat the Diamondbacks 6-5. I'm looking for stuff here, guys. I'm trying to give you some content. Giants beat the Rays 7-1. The Giants, 4 games under 500. They got Devers. They got a nice pitching staff. Webb got the win. He's 11-9. You would think in that ballpark, as good as he is, you figure he'd be like 14-7 or something like that. Just doesn't seem to work out. Angels finally salvaged the last game of the series, beat the Athletics 11-5. Jansen gets the win. Dodgers, like I said, beat the Padres 5-4. And finally, in the nightcap on ESPN, the Mets beat the Mariners 7-3. Holmes gets your win. The guy they brought out of middle relief from the Yankees. I'm going to throw out a question here. And when I get to talk to Brian, I'm going to bring it up. I have not heard anything about ESPN re-signing their deal. They opted out of their Sunday night and Tuesday night deal with MLB, and I haven't heard a word. I wonder what's going on in the background, because ESPN this week lost UFC. At the beginning of the year, they made the decision to opt out of MLB. And what are they gonna program in the summer? This could be the time where we see somebody take the lead, like Amazon or Netflix. I mean, Netflix is going to have the biggest fight of the year. They're going to have Terrence Crawford against Canelo. That's on Netflix. That company is coming. I was just like, wow, Sam Hill. All right, if you could, though, please feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. It means a lot to us. Feel free to leave some comments. And we will see you soon on Off the Rails Sports Podcast.